What it do? What it do with y'all little funky tail self? What's up with y'all? I'm back again with another one. They talk to me, I talk back. Look, if y'all like my videos, like, comment, and subscribe. Come back for more. I always got some more hits. I don't know if they bangers, but they gotta be bangers to me if I keep coming back. Now, though, look. Rolex manager arrested and fired for stealing 2.3 million worth of watches. Like, whoa. Like, what made you steal 2.3 million worth of watches? Like, hey, you thought you weren't gonna get caught. You thought you weren't gonna get caught. You thought you weren't gonna get caught. Like, man, you could barely steal $10,000 from Chase. Like, I just heard that happening. I don't know nothing about that, but I heard people stealing before. That's the base, the premises, whatever. That's basically what I'm saying. People be stealing in real life. You stealing Rolly watches? Like, come on, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna go and jump into this video. If you like me, come back, like I said. If you don't, come back again. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and get into this video.
We have the text.
There has to be some kind of mistake. I've worked
Turn around, put your hands behind your back now.
Please, not in front of my client's officer.
That Tuesday morning inside one of Atlanta's most exclusive Rolex boutiques.
I ain't gonna lie. She kind of look like Candace Owens. What's her name? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, she look like Candace. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Let me see. Oh, she look like Candace. That's crazy. Yeah, she do.
Marked the end of Vanessa Ellison's career. 38 years old.
Oh, wait.
Store manager.
Y'all probably couldn't see that because I went on the big screen. Let me give y'all something so y'all can see that. Look there. Let me put it on big screen. Side by side. Oh, they twins. They same bust down middle part, slick bun to the back. Yeah, they twins. Yeah. Big Candy. Big Candy.
Keys to the vault. And a burner phone hidden in her Birkin containing 3 years of signal messages. The investigation would uncover 47 stolen watches, 14 buyers across 6 states, $2.3 million moved through a network of underground collectors who paid cash and never asked questions. And Vanessa Ellison, the woman the owners had trusted like family, would be sentenced to 9 years in federal prison. Before we continue,
you tell me you telling me you can get 9 years for stealing watches. But the lady who video I did, who wasn't answering the calls, and the baby lost his life, the lady only got 18 months and 10 years worth of fucking probation. So you telling me valuable things like you really could. So money is more important. Things versus people. 9 years over stolen watches. I can't wrap my head around that.
if you work in retail or anywhere you handle expensive inventory, drop your job in the comments. I want to see who's watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Vanessa Denise Ellison was born on March 14th, 1987, in Macon, Georgia. Her father worked as a shift supervisor at a textile plant. Her mother was a receptionist at a dental office. They lived in a 3-bedroom ranch house on the east side of town. Nothing fancy, but it was theirs. Vanessa was the youngest of 3 children, the one who stayed, the one who made her parents proud, the one they believed would break the cycle. From an early age, she was drawn to beautiful things. She would spend hours at the library, flipping through copies of Vogue and Architectural Digest. She didn't want to just look at that life. She wanted to live it. her parents scraped together enough money to send her to Mount DeSales Academy on a partial scholarship. She was one of a handful of Black students in her graduating class. She learned early how to navigate spaces where she didn't quite belong, a skill that would serve her well and ultimately destroy her. She graduated in May 2005, voted most likely to succeed. She wanted to go to Spelman, but the scholarships didn't come through. So she adapted. She moved to Atlanta, got a job at the Macy's jewelry counter. Within 6 months, she was the top performer. She had a gift. She could read people the moment they walked up. Her manager called it the touch. In 2007, she was recruited by Tourneau at Phipps Plaza, her first exposure to high horology. Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars. She enrolled in night classes at Georgia State. It took 5 years to finish while working full-time. She graduated in December 2012 with a 3.4 GPA. In January 2013, she got the call that would change her life. Harrington & Cole Fine Timepieces was one of the oldest authorized Rolex dealers in Georgia. Founded in 1962, it had been a Buckhead fixture for over half a century. When Vanessa interviewed, she was 25 with 7 years of luxury retail experience and a freshly minted business degree. Gerald Harrington Jr. hired her on the spot, $52,000 a year plus commission. Within 18 months, she was the top producer. She built relationships that lasted years. She remembered birthdays, anniversaries, children's names. She sent handwritten thank you notes after every purchase. In 2015, Gerald promoted her to assistant manager. In 2017, she became store manager, the first Black woman to hold that position in company history. By 2019, her compensation had climbed to $147,000.
Just like y'all to get into high positions and mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Mess it up for people who really could use that. Like what? Good Lord.
$1,000 a year, plus a company car and expense account. Her performance reviews were glowing, trusted implicitly by ownership. Gerald wrote in her 2020 review that Vanessa was the future of this company. She had a condo in Midtown, a leased BMW, a closet full of designer labels. She sent money home to her parents every month. By all appearances, Vanessa Ellison was living the American dream. But beneath the polished exterior, she had a secret. And that secret was about to destroy everything. To understand how Vanessa stole $2.3 million without anyone noticing, you have to understand how a place like Harrington & Cole operates. The boutique occupied a prime corner on
Hey.
Peach.
You was plotting from the beginning. Like it make me you nervous. You weren't nervous when you was taking all these goddamn that's just too much for me. I ain't gonna lie. But you stealing like that? Cause come on, man. 2.3. I mean, it would have been cool if I'm just playing, but nobody ain't getting away with that shit, especially not with a Rolex. Like you did your little one too, but my thing is shit. You didn't. A lot of people steal and they get greedy. Like, I don't condone all the stealing and thievery. But if you're gonna do that, how about you get a little bit and then leave? Like, why y'all get greedy? That's like when you out here dealing, you a street pharmacist. You get too close. I mean, you get too comfortable and, set into your ways and stuck doing what you're doing. You making millions or whatever. Not too many people make millions just still in the same, position doing good. They make millions, either lose their lives or goddamn go to jail. It's only two options. Or you can get out. You can get out early.
Tree Road in Buckhead. At any given time, inventory held between 180 and 220 pieces. Total retail value between $8 and $12 million. Every watch had a unique serial number registered with Rolex Corporate. In theory, every piece was tracked from arrival to sale. In theory.
And again, this is really our problem as a whole, because we idolize celebrities and we think these people are just everything. And if we ain't matching what they got, it's a problem. Like, we gotta have the next best thing like them in order to like keep up with the Joneses. But you were making 147K. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people don't even make that realistically. Like, and a lot of owner operators probably making that, but you know, they probably ain't pay the taxes on. You know what I'm saying? But that's clear and free. Now I get these people breaking in 8+ million or whatever on a Rolly watch, but they ain't got nothing to do with you. Ain't what they making, what they eating don't make you. You know what I'm saying?
Physical inventory counts were conducted quarterly by ownership. Between those counts, day-to-day management fell to one person, the store manager. 3 processes created opportunities: memo, trade-in, and return. Memo was the most common, logging a piece out for a client to view at home. Trade-ins happened when clients upgraded.
Travel it past it.
Returns, the keys to the vault, administrative access to the inventory system. She could log pieces in and out without oversight. She could mark a watch as on memo and never return it. She could accept a trade-in and make it disappear. The owners trusted her completely. Gerald Harrington Jr. was 74. He visited twice a month. Neither he nor his son questioned Vanessa's reports. Why would they? She had been flawless for 11 years. One other factor, the surveillance system.
You could never
14
trust nobody
cameras,
with your business.
30 days of footage retention. After 30 days, recordings were automatically deleted. She knew the cameras. She knew the blind
Know the
spots.
system.
She knew the retention schedule. And she used every single one of those vulnerabilities. The first theft happened on November 9th, 2021. A client named Howard Beasley traded in his Submariner date toward a new Sky Dweller. Vanessa processed the trade-in at $9,200. The paperwork was clean. The Submariner was logged as awaiting reconditioning, except it never went to reconditioning. That night, Vanessa retrieved the watch from the back office safe. She photographed the serial number. She wrapped it in a microfiber cloth and walked out. 2 weeks later, she sold it to a private collector in Decatur for $12,500 cash. No paperwork, no receipts, just an envelope and a handshake. She told herself it was a one-time thing. A loan to herself. She deserved it. She did it again.
Shit, like I told you, once they get away with it, they do it again and again and again and again and again.
In December, she processed a memo for a GMT Master 2, the Pepsi bezel, logged it out.
Let me see what that is. Pepsi bezel. Let me look that up real quick. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what that is. Pepsi bezel. Let's see. Rolex. Oh, let me show y'all what I discovered. What a Pepsi bezel is. Let me share this screen. Remove this. Let me add. Show y'all what this is, because you know I'll be clueless like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we gotta get a visual of things. This right, okay, let me put y'all on the big screen. This, my friend, is a Pepsi 1998 men's Rolex 40 millimeter. God damn it. Okay, 14K pre-owned. 26K. Got the Fugazi Bazy. You know, Chinese people gotta get their ends. But I'm not gonna lie. For this amount of money, no watch to me is worth it. You know, some people pay 8K. Yeah, if you got it, do what you want with your money, but I just don't like the face of it. Like, I ain't lying. I like some Rolly watches though. Some Rolly watches are nice. But that, my friend, yeah. Yep. Gonna get back to this video. I'm gonna get in this thing. Oh, anything.
Marked it as returned by client 2 weeks later. But the watch never went back into inventory. She sold it for $38,000. By the end of 2021, she had moved 3 pieces, $61,000 cash, kept in a safe deposit box in Decatur. The method evolved. She learned to space out thefts, never more than one every 3 weeks. She learned which pieces had the highest demand. She timed moves around quarterly inventory counts. She kept records in a hidden photo album disguised as a calculator app. Who would be very interested in that, he said. 3 weeks later, she sold him a Daytona for $32,000 cash. He connected her to a network of collectors in Atlanta, Miami, Houston, Dallas, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Men who paid cash and never asked questions. The operation scaled. 2022, 11 watches. $380,000. 2023, 19 watches. $890,000. 2024, 17 watches. $1.03 million. Total, 47 pieces. $2.3 million in retail value. She kept some in the safe deposit box. Some she spent carefully. A handbag here, a vacation there. Nothing that would raise eyebrows. She sent extra money to her parents. Told them she had gotten another raise.
She's smart but slow, huh?
One sales associate, Brianna, noticed that high-demand pieces seemed to disappear before waitlisted clients could be contacted. She mentioned it once. Vanessa smiled. Supply chain issue. Nothing to worry about. Brianna never mentioned it again. Damon Pritchard's arrest happened on January 11th, 2025. It had nothing to do with watches. The DEA had been investigating a cannabis distribution network in Miami Beach. When federal agents searched his Brickell Avenue condo, they found $370,000 in cash and detailed financial records. He was charged with money laundering and conspiracy to distribute. Total exposure, 15 to 20 years. His attorney reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office within 72 hours. My client has information about a theft ring in Atlanta. High-value luxury goods, millions of dollars. He's prepared to cooperate fully. Damon gave them everything. Names, dates, amounts. Screenshots of signal conversations going back 3 years. 14 buyers, all connected to a single source. A woman named Vanessa. The FBI contacted Rolex corporate. Serial numbers were cross-referenced against secondary market databases. Within 2 weeks, they confirmed 23 missing pieces had surfaced in resale markets, all traced to Vanessa Ellison's credentials. On February 18th, 2025, federal agents executed a search warrant on her Midtown condo. They found the burner phone in her Birkin. 2,400 signal messages. They found the hidden photo album. 47 screenshots of serial numbers. They found $47,000 in cash under her bed. and 3 unworn watches in her parking garage storage unit. The rest was gone. The investigation expanded rapidly. FBI agents interviewed every client in Harrington and Cole's records for the past 3 years. They compared documentation against actual inventory. The
You
discrepancies
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty much I'm finna wrap this video up because you see how people literally will do the crime but can't do the time. So what his charges was had nothing to do with her. Like he literally wrapped her. I mean, he wrapped her up in his bullshit. Like the man literally snitched on her. Like what the hell? What is going on around here?
were staggering. 47 pieces,
What?
logged out under various pretexts, none ever returning to the showroom. The signal messages painted a complete picture. Have a 126710 BLRO, perfect condition, 38,000. She wanted to make a statement. She asked for a lawyer. The indictment came down on April 22nd, 2025. United States of America versus Vanessa Denise Ellison. Northern District of Georgia, 28 counts. Wire fraud, interstate transportation of stolen property, money laundering, maximum exposure, over 400 years. Vanessa was held without bail. Flight risk. Her attorney filed motions to suppress the evidence. Every motion was denied. The trial began September 8th, 2025. It lasted 11 days.
Ooh.
14 witnesses testified for the prosecution. Damon Pritchard took the stand for 2 full days, walking the jury through every transaction. Marcus Holliday testified about losing his Submariner, the watch he had worn to his daughter's wedding. Gerald Harrington's voice broke twice during his testimony. At one point, he looked directly at Vanessa. "I would have given you anything. You were family." Vanessa did not take the stand. The jury deliberated 4 hours. Guilty on all 28 counts. Her mother collapsed in the gallery. At sentencing, Gerald submitted a victim impact statement. "I treated Vanessa like a daughter. 63 years, my father built this company. 63 years of integrity. She destroyed it in 3. Judge Patricia Okonkwo addressed Vanessa directly. "You were given extraordinary trust, keys to the vault, access to millions, the complete confidence of a family that treated you as their own, and you exploited every single privilege for personal gain." She paused. "This was not desperation. Your salary was $147,000. You wanted for nothing.
Could have been
This was
more.
calculation,
Breaking that million.
sophistication, breathtaking arrogance. You documented your own crimes. You believed you were smarter than everyone around you." The judge folded her hands. "You were wrong. 108 months, 9 years federal prison, 3 years supervised release, $1.87 million in restitution." She was transferred to FCI Tallahassee 3 weeks later. Inmate number 4729-1-019. Her parents visited once. Her mother cried the entire time. Her father couldn't look at her. Her sorority sisters stopped returning calls. Her condo was seized. Her BMW repossessed. Gerald Harrington retired 6 months later. Couldn't walk into his own store. His son sold the business in early 2026. 63 years of family ownership ended. Rolex Corporate issued new guidelines: dual verification, biometric vault access, weekly audits. No single employee would ever have unilateral control again. Vanessa Ellison will be eligible for release in 2032. She will be 45 years old. She will owe $1.87 million she cannot pay. And she will live with the knowledge that she destroyed her own future and the trust of everyone who believed in her. For 47 watches and a calculator app full of serial numbers. If you think that was bad, the case on your screen right now will
Yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That was super duper wild. Like, I do believe him when he said, you know, he would have gave her anything because they trusted her. They gave her keys to the vault. Like what? They trusted her. 11 years. They thought they built a relationship with love. You know what I'm saying? Care, and compassion. Like they probably would have gave her more bread. Like you just never know. We never will know. But man, people love things. People love fancy things. The glitz, the glam. If they can't get it, they gonna figure out a way to get it. Some people who really love that stuff. But man, I'm glad y'all stuck around with me for these 25 minutes. I hope y'all come back, even though I scrolled past a whole bunch of bull crap. Cause I ain't need all that. You know what I'm saying? I just needed the you know what I'm saying? So y'all come back and mess with me on the next one. I love y'all. Peace. I'm out.